Right now, I'm going to show you how to use this digital multimeter. So here today, I'm checking some batteries, but I'll also show you how to test an outlet with it or a receptacle. So first thing, let's go over the machine itself, and then we will test some things with it. So first of all, turning it on and off is really easy here. You do have your switch here in the center, which you will just turn your rotary switch, and this will allow you to select whatever you want to test. So here you do have tons of options. Don't get overwhelmed with it. Read the manual, look at what you're testing, and then select the appropriate setting here. So a couple of things of note here that you want to look at. V stands for voltage. If you see this as a straight line here, that is for direct current, like batteries. Other things have direct current here in the US. As far as electricity that we have for our houses, we have alternating current. And that's what this wiggle or squiggly line is. So you've got the V over here and then the squiggle line, and that is for alternating current. Here you've got battery down here, B-A-T-T for battery, and then over here you have the horseshoe symbol, which is for ohms. It's the ohms symbol, so it's got the horseshoe with the little feet on the bottom there. That's going to be a great setting if you're looking for testing continuity. Maybe you have a fuse or a piece of equipment that you're working on and you just want to see if there's actually continuity, or maybe you have a break in a wire somewhere. I fixed a dryer not too long ago and used that setting, and that was able to show me that I did not have continuity in my heating element, and that's the setting that I used for that. But for today, we're going to use the alternating current and then the battery settings here. So down here on the bottom, you do have your terminals here. So here we have COM for common. Then we have battery, we have voltage, ohms, amps, and then there's a diode test. Over here you have 10 amps. I haven't used that one. It's typically for larger things with more amps. So here we go. We're going to take our black test lead and we are going to plug that into the COM or common. Then we'll take our red test lead and we will plug that into the battery. Now to test a battery here, this is a AA battery. They're really easy to look up. Just look up how much amps should a AA battery have. In this case, they have 1.5. So here we are going to just go ahead, set it up here, and I'll kind of lean this so you can see it. So we're going to take our negative test lead first and put it on the negative of the battery. Then we'll take our positive test lead and put that on the top or positive of the battery. And as you see here, we have 1.5 or right about 1.5 for our AA battery. So this one is good. I do have this 9-volt battery, which I did take out of a piece of equipment that was showing that it was having a low battery. So we can test that just to kind of make sure. So here you've got the positive here on the battery here. So again, we're going to put negative, and we'll put positive, and we'll see what it reads here. So yeah, as you can see there, battery was getting low or below the 9 volts there. So that's why this battery piece of equipment was showing that it was running low on battery. Now let's go ahead and test an outlet or a receptacle. So now this is an outlet here in my office. I just got some lights here plugged in the bottom, but this top outlet is controlled by a switch here in the office. So first we're going to test it. It should work because the switch is on. Then I'll flip the switch and it won't read anything. So for this, we're going to go to alternating current 200. Should be about 120 because this is a 120 volt receptacle here. So we're just going to go ahead and plug it in here. So again, we are going to start with the negative. So here, typically what you have here on the right side here, you'll see a hole here that is longer. That is going to be your negative, and we'll put that one in first, and then we will put the positive in here. And now, as you can see here, we're reading 122. The nice thing here is you've got a backlight here, so it turns on a light, making it easier to read. So there we can see we've got current. Now let's go ahead and hit the switch and test it again. To remove the leads, you're going to take positive out first, then negative. So now I'm just going to hit the switch. All right, so now let's read it again. Again, we're going to go negative, positive, and we'll look at our multimeter here. And as you can see, we're not showing any amps or volts or anything like that. Now that we're done using it, we can turn it off here. This model does turn off automatically after about 15 minutes. So if that happens, just flip the switch again and it will turn back on. The nice thing is that it does have these plugs that go into the back of the terminals here, and that'll keep it from getting clogged with dirt, dust, and debris as it is stored waiting for its next use. So there you go. Those are a few applications and ways that you can use your digital multimeter. Hopefully that was helpful.